Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin my video with a quote of the French poet Victor Hugo. An idea whose time has come is more powerful than all the armies in the world. Let us take the world's armies as a synonym for so many of today's challenges. Let me start here by picking up this idea of Hugo on the right timing. Your 10-year anniversary today is indeed powerful by its own, and leads me to state Donau Soja is an idea whose time has definitely come. The path behind you, 10 years Donau Soja, has sometimes been long, it's been winding, it's been also difficult. Today is an opportunity of looking back, and I'm very glad and proud that via this message I'm able to congratulate you as members, as founders or stakeholders of this really outstanding initiative. Moreover, I want to congratulate you for having opened up new markets, for having set up new standards, for creating climate-friendly alternatives in several areas of production. We are grateful that you, in our larger Danube region, have been going far beyond Austria and by that set stimuli even at European level. Changing the protein strategy comes as a significant part of our EU ambition concerning the still necessary agricultural and protein transition. Our current time is definitely not lacking in challenges. However, we may state that some sustainable change is actually on its way in many European regions. And even if we know that's a plan that still has to grow, also in some countries overseas. The 5 pillars of the Donau Soja protein strategy have become relevant for the European and the Austrian protein strategy. I think they have helped to ensure and achieve the integration of additional stakeholders into the initiative. The undertaking of transition in this area is a large and is a complex one, without a doubt. Allow me to focus on the ongoing trends in massive deforestation in Latin America and the implications on land use and imports involved. We as the EU are noting their significance to the global climate and land use policies. And let me briefly summarize the serious environmental and social consequences of soy imports. Of course, you're all aware of that, but still. Annually, around 10 million of hectares are deforested worldwide, mostly in the countries of the Global South. A main deforestation driver is agribusiness, in which soy production in Latin America plays an important role. EU countries make a major contribution to this problem through our soy imports. Due to the coordination of cooperation projects, employees of my ministry are frequently in South America. Therefore, we also have first-hand information on the impact of agribusiness expansion. It's well known, for instance, that the destruction of tropical forests leads to an unparalleled loss of biodiversity. Moreover, we are all well aware of the disastrous consequences for people. Local and indigenous communities are driven off their land. Often they are displaced to slums in the cities where they are exposed to inhuman conditions. These circumstances are particularly severe for women, children, and the elderly. On the subject of today's topic, changing reality for the better implies changing our consumption patterns and drastically reducing our imports of products that constitute a deforestation driver, as is the case with soy. For just under a year, EU countries have been negotiating a regulation proposed by the European Commission to ensure that products entering the EU market have not caused deforestation. Negotiations are ongoing. I can assure you that I will not support the attempts by some countries to weaken the text. Hopefully, the text that is finally adopted will actually contribute to curbing the deforestation that the EU is causing in the countries of the Global South. In the interest of completeness, I should add here that other EU policies have started mitigating some effects. There have been several EU initiatives, for example, on measuring direct land use, on becoming aware of more indirect land use effects, on labeling or supporting the setup of credible certification systems around the globe, on appropriate chains of custody, and on climate and greenhouse gas accounting, to name but a few. Additional steps are, however, necessary. A certain level of reduction by increasing our own EU production is achievable, also thanks to your efforts within Donau Soja. Concluding, you will discuss today how the playing field may be shaped by you and by national policymakers towards a more sustainable future. We feel united in our ambition to create more space and endeavor for such sustainable protein production and change. Danube soy standards are European, are GMO-free, they demand no further land use change, and they include production standards. The main soy spotlight is still on feed, while a change in direct human nutrition is certainly also overdue. Human plant protein intake is on the rise in many EU regions, especially in Western and Northern Europe, as noted in the Commission's report already 4 years ago. The segment is no longer a niche market, as major food companies and retailers have entered the markets. Looking ahead, the main challenges might be on finding new balances in the nutrition sector and working towards sustainably produced amounts of European crops, well adapted to climate change. This will then lead us to appropriate animal products in line with consumer expectation and climate protection. It could well lead us to higher regional added value and hopefully a sufficient level of overall resilience and trust of consumers. Thank you very much for your attention and congratulations once again.